Yo, let's talk about a mistake that I keep constantly making, and I should be taking my own advice. What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today I kind of wanted to touch on something that I keep struggling with, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are struggling with the same exact thing. And that's basically speaking to my audience. Now, for a lot of us, when we're starting these t-shirt brands and t-shirt businesses, we get wrapped up in all the business side of things, and we lose touch with our audience. We always set out to find our customers, find our target audience, cater to our customers, make things relatable to the customers. But as time goes on, we start getting wrapped up and consumed within the business. It happens to all of us. It happens to me till this day. And I wanted to talk about kind of how I reset myself and get myself back to square one and start to focus back on the customers and my target audience. This goes for everything, for YouTube and for my t-shirt business. Especially with YouTube, I always notice that people come and watch my channel within waves. And I always forget that there's new viewers that come on that know nothing about the t-shirt business, and I'm just making videos as time goes on. And those videos are catered to a certain wave of viewers. And every now and then I have to go back and remember that I have new viewers coming on all the time, but I forget about that. And I start talking about more detailed things within the business. I start really getting into the weeds of the t-shirt business, where somebody that's just getting started is having a hard time keep up because they haven't learned the basics yet. And this brings me back to like 2019, 2020 era when I was offering sample packs. The sample packs were basically a t-shirt with the transfer printed on it and a bunch of different samples of different transfers that I use. Everything from heat transfer vinyl, puff vinyl, screen printed transfers, multicolor transfers. I had everything in this one pack and I was selling it as a full sample pack. You got a chance to see the blank t-shirts I use, how they look and feel with the transfer pressed on them. And then you also got samples of your own transfers to press on your own t-shirts at your own leisure. I had the instructions on there. I had the companies on where I bought these transfers on there. It was basically laid out for anybody that wanted to get into the t-shirt space, whether you're using vinyl or transfers. Anybody with a heat press could have benefited from that sample pack. Now, I offered those for about a year and then I stopped offering them because I felt like everybody that was watching my channel had a chance to pick up a sample pack. They found the blank t-shirts they wanted to use. They found the transfers they wanted to use. And now it was more about teaching them how to sell the t-shirts and run the business. So I stopped offering the sample packs. And like I said, this was probably like 5-6 years ago when I was doing that. I'm starting to notice that there's a new wave of people watching my channel who know nothing about any other transfer companies. They're looking at a bunch of ads on Instagram, on YouTube. They're looking at content creators talk about transfers, but they haven't tested out the transfers themselves, which brings me back to I should have never stopped offering the sample packs because I lost sight of my target audience, of the people that watch my channel. That sample pack wasn't for me to make money. I was buying the transfers on my own, stuffing them in this thing. So it was basically like you buying a t-shirt from me also got samples of transfers for you to test out on your own. Like I said, it wasn't about the money. I was spending my money on this stuff to create the sample pack for you. No company was giving me anything for free. I was just sharing the transfers that I like to use, where I got them from, the settings that work on my heat press, on how I press them down, and I was offering it to the people that watch my channel. But like I said, I keep forgetting that there's a lot of people that are getting into the t-shirt space that are brand new, that haven't sampled a bunch of different transfer companies. They don't know of a lot of different transfer companies out there, and they don't have the money to be just ordering transfers from all these companies to test out to see what they like. So a lot of them, like yourself, might be ordering from a company because that's just the first company you use and it worked for you and cool, but not knowing that there might be better options out there because you haven't had the chance to try those companies out. Same thing goes with blank t-shirts. There's tons of different blank t-shirt companies out there. I use certain blank t-shirts, and when I talk about them, the t-shirts that I talk about don't have a lot of content on YouTube already because the companies that I use don't really sponsor people. They're not paying content creators to make a bunch of videos. So there's a lot less content floating around on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok about the companies that I use. So it's hard to get a lot of information about it. There's a ton of other companies out there that are paying content creators to make tons and tons of videos for them to inform the people about them. So when I talk about companies like AS Color, people are like, what? I've never heard about that. Not a lot of third-party suppliers carry AS Color. I buy them directly from AS Color, and people are kind of confused about that. So with that being said, I'm thinking about bringing the sample packs back. For the new viewers, obviously technology changes, companies change. The transfers I use, the transfers that are available to us have all changed within these 5-6 years. So I'm gonna find some of the best DTF transfers out there so that way people can test out DTF transfers from all these different places across the country to figure out what works best for them, which ones can they lay down, which ones are close to them so they could possibly pick up their transfers or get them shipped pretty quickly. You guys know I'm big on turnaround time. I'll also share the transfers that I use in my retail store and what I use to run my print business. I'll also show you guys all the blank t-shirts that I use, the ones I personally like wearing, the ones I use in my retail store. I'm gonna figure out how to package all this up for the people to make it easier on the people to learn, but also get back to the people that actually watch the channel. I need to get in tune with my target audience. Once again, I always lose track because like I said, I feel like viewers come in waves, and as we're all learning together, I feel like the beginner stuff, once people get their heads wrapped around how it works, they start to flourish in their business. And then it starts to go from what transfer should I use to how can I sell t-shirts? What's a better way of marketing my t-shirts? How can I scale my business? How can I make my business sustainable? And I'm just answering the questions as they come that way. But I'm forgetting about the guy that's just starting out today, that's trying to get their information, and everything is so overwhelming. And it's easy for me to say like, hey, go watch my playlist, go watch this, do this. But I need to make sure that I still stay focused on the person just starting out from day one, doing some research. They haven't bought any equipment yet. I need to talk to that person. So this is me going back to that and helping out people that just want to get started within this business. I'll figure out a way to bring the sample packs back for you guys. I'll try to bring you some new companies that I think are dope, that are reliable, that have good quality transfers, that aren't just all about the ads and the gimmicks, but actually would be useful for your business. Quick turnaround times, good quality stuff, consistent prints, and I'll try to make sure I find companies all over the country because I know there's people that watch me from here to the East Coast. So I'll try to find different companies within these spaces for you guys so you guys can check it out for yourself. Now, outside of that, when it comes to like me printing t-shirts and selling t-shirts, obviously I have a retail store where I sell these t-shirts. Sometimes I forget about the customer coming in to buy the t-shirts from me and I'm all wrapped up in, I just want to make cool shit that I want to wear. And yes, sometimes the things that I think of that I want to wear are good ideas, but a lot of them are bad ideas. And I'm falling into a lot of bad ideas right now because I'm not doing my research like I usually do. Usually I'll cut out whatever design I make on vinyl, I'll put it on a t-shirt, I'll wear it around in public just to test the design out. And if that design gets a lot of attention, then I know I have a banger on my hands and I'll get transfers made. But what I've been doing is I've been designing like crazy, thinking every single design I make is dope, and I'm ordering transfers. I put it in the store and nobody's buying it. I need to go back to actually doing the real testing and the real research that I'm used to doing. Like I said, we all fall victim of this. I'm not above anybody. I still make these same exact mistakes, and that's why I'm saying I need to take my own advice. This is me taking accountability for my fuck ups right here because I know what works. And that testing phase works, but it's just time consuming. And a lot of us don't like to do the testing because a lot of us just want to get straight to the money. But the reason the testing works is because that helps us save a lot of money, so we're not wasting time, wasting energy, wasting money on prints that will not sell. We only want to put out the designs that catch attention, that are relatable, and that speak to the end user. So I need to go back to the testing phase and actually really get into my research bag and get busy. So I guess I kind of just wanted to make this video right here just to keep myself accountable, to call myself out on my own BS, because I was losing sight of what was going on. And what's most important for everything that we do is our target audience. Whether that target audience is on YouTube, whether that target audience is for our t-shirt business, we need to constantly make sure that we're talking to our audience. And whenever you feel yourself drifting away from that, getting consumed by the business, it's fine to take a step back, put yourself in your customer's shoes, think like a consumer and be like, all right, what do I react to? What do I like seeing? What I don't like seeing? Speaking to our customers keeps us grounded, keeps us connected, and keeps us on track. because at the end of the day, our target audience is what keeps us going. So if you've been struggling with this, if you've been having a hard time talking to your audience, talking to your customers, let me know in the comments. Let's try to help each other out here. Or if you've been consumed with the business and been losing sight of the customers, let me know in the comments also. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you guys out there that are exactly like this, because sometimes the logistics of the business starts to take over everything we're doing. So let's all keep each other accountable. Let's talk about it in the comments and help each other be great. Now, if you wanted to, you could follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. We could keep the conversation going over there also, or we could do it right here in the YouTube comments. It's up to you, but I see comments before I see DMs or emails. So make sure you do it in the comments for me, all right? Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.